In today's video, I'm going to show you how to fix your Quest plumbing. Do you have a broken line? Do you have gray lines? Well, Quest plumbing was most popular in the 90s, and I'm going to show you how to fix it. It's the most common thing we get asked here at Kitsap Mobile Home Outfitters. How do I fix this plumbing? A plumber is too expensive, and I need help. So follow along in this video. I'll show you 3 methods: flare it, push fit, or PEX B, and we will get your plumbing leak fixed in this video. So follow along. Quest water piping is a brand name for polybutylene pipes, a type of plastic piping that used in residential and commercial plumbing. Quest piping was popular from the 70s to the 90s because it was cost effective, less expensive than copper, easy to install, lightweight, and could be connected with clamps instead of soldering. Durability, initially thought to be resistant to freezing and corrosion. However, Quest piping can fail over time and cause serious damage to your home. Brittle and prone to cracking, it can cause leaks and flooding. Very susceptible to chlorine damage. Many public utilities use chlorine, which can cause damage to the inside of the pipe. Leaks can go unnoticed. Pipes installed behind your sheetrock or in your floors for long periods of time can cause mold and water damage. If you own a manufactured home that was built between 1984 and 1998, it's likely to have this gray Quest plumbing in it. The original lifespan of this plumbing was 25 to 30 years rated by the manufacturer. Some of the most common things that happen is it actually will blow off. It'll come apart, the bands will get corroded, and the pressure will blow the pipes apart. Also, if your municipal has fluctuating water pressure, which is very common, the bands will get weak over time, and that fluctuation in water pressure will allow it to pop off. This is Quest plumbing. It is very common in your manufactured home. So let's talk about repairing it. Here in store, we have 3 methods that we sell our customers to repairing this Quest plumbing. The most common method of connecting to Quest plumbing is going to be PEX B today. PEX B is the standard pretty much in all commercial and residential plumbing. And today you still have CPVC, you have PVC, and you have copper, but PEX is very popular because of its durability, flexibility, and its cost effectiveness. So let's go over the 3 ways that we can do the repairs. And I'll go over all 3 in this video. The first way is this. It's called flare it. We sell it. It's in the RV industry. They still use it today. It is very DIY friendly, and this is probably one of our most popular for a customer to come in, buy a few fittings, and make it work. The other is going to be what we call push fit, shark bite. There's a million different brands for it. We call it push fit. That would be this version here. We only sell it in all brass fittings. They do make some in plastic and whatnot, but push fit is one way. The last way is going to be PEX B connectors, and this is a poly to PEX adapter. And this is going to be the most professional grade that we offer, and you use a tool like so, which we rent in store if you need it. But you could find this if you called a local plumber. This could be at one of the versions that they hook onto, and this is the most tried and true version using stainless steel clamps and brass fittings. They do make plastic fittings, but we don't sell those in store. Plastic fittings would be similar to the original Quest fittings. These are aluminum bands, and some of the Quest lines you'll see underneath the house, which I don't have any on display here, is going to have copper bands. The aluminum bands have a shorter life expectancy than the copper bands, but either way, 25 to 30 years is what you are expected to get out of this piping system. All right, let's get to repairing. How to hook up a new shutoff valve. This was a shutoff valve underneath the sink that no longer worked properly. So I'm going to show you how to connect onto here and put a new shutoff valve underneath your sink. One of the most popular and common reasons people come in for materials here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. you'll be able, this first one is going to be on flare it. This is going to be a new shutoff valve, quarter turn. This is all plastic in flare it. We have the flare it tool, a coupling 1/2 inch, and this is going to be a 1/2 inch shutoff valve with the 3/8. And that's going to allow you to hook on a new hose to the end of it and go right up to your sink, kitchen sink, bathroom sink, whatever the case may be. But this is a 3/8 compression fitting on the end here. So let's get after it. Cutting this off with a piping tool similar to so. You cut it off, got rid of the old one. This is underneath your sink or whatnot. You're going to take your flare it fitting, unscrew it. You put your nut on. You do not use any pipe dope, any pipe tape, anything like that. And you push it on and you make sure that it's all the way to the top. You want to make this cut as straight as possible. And you're going to pull this guy up to the top and you're going to go till it squeaks. Then we're going to need to connect onto it because this one was taller. So you'll need a coupling to make it go up higher. So we're going to cut some PEX B. We sell it in red and blue. So we're going to cut off a section of PEX B. We're going to slide our nut on, and then you're going to push this right back over that flare it, giving it a little wobble, work it onto that pipe, and make sure that that is all the way to the bottom. Same process. You can hear it squeaking. Oh yeah, that means it's getting tight. So you're going to take this tool, it's 1/2 inch on one side, 3/4 on the other. You want to make sure you're on the 1/2 inch, and that's how you can tighten it. When you hear it squeaking, that's when you know that it's tight. And even if you can get it to squeak with hand, you want to turn it with this tool about another 1/2 turn. Now this connection is watertight. The next thing you want to do is connect your shutoff valve. Same process. Put the nut over. Slide your fitting on. Turn off your shutoff valve. Put it on. Go until it starts getting tight. There we go. Make sure you got the right. And twist. All right. Now this guy is on there and it's watertight. You can turn on the water now if you'd like, and then hook up your new kitchen sink, faucet, or maybe you just had a supply line break in here, and now you are fully connected and watertight using the flare it system. It's that quick and easy. Next, we're going to do push fit. We're going to do a push fit valve. All right, we're going to do push fit. So the next thing you can do, which is not what you would do, but if needed, you can actually take this flare it apart and it is all reusable. So maybe you made this line too short or you need to shorten it up. You can take it all apart and your fittings are still usable. You can use channel locks for this, but we have found that what happens is the nut gets elongated just a hair, and that is when people come back and say that the flare is leaking. It's because they use channel locks. They put tape on when they didn't need to put tape on. All those are not needed with flare it. Make sure you pick up the tool and do it the method as the manufacturer suggests. I don't recommend reusing the pipe. As you can see, it gets scarred up and you have to elongate it quite a bit to get it off of there. So I would recommend, if you have to cut it shorter, then that would be acceptable. Otherwise, make yourself a new piece of pipe every time you do it. Next, what we're gonna do is push fit. We have our push fit fittings, super easy. They're gonna be a brass body. This is an angle shutoff valve, different method. pretty similar to the original valve. It was an angle stop with a mount. So we're gonna cut this guy off again, and I'm gonna cut this pipe back just a hair because we just used it on flare it. So I'm gonna cut off just a little bit more for demonstration purposes. With push fit, you wanna make sure that you have these guys inside there. Those are very important. There's stiffeners. Then you're gonna take, put it over top of this pipe, and it needs to go about an inch in, maybe just less. So let's give it a shove. Boom, it's on. That's it. Now we're gonna cut ourselves a little section of PEX B. Same process, make sure there's a stiffener. The only time you don't need stiffeners is if you're hooking to CPVC or copper pipe. Otherwise, you need the stiffeners. Now we got that guy in there. I always recommend that you test all your shutoff valves before you install them. Make sure that they shut off, and usually you can see deep inside them and you can see the ball valve moving or not. I like to put it in a off position, and we got that installed. This one comes with a nut. This is a compression nut with a ferrule. Both of these items, most likely you're not gonna need. You're gonna need them if you're hooking up to copper, soft copper, or something like that. But if you're hooking up a hose, you're gonna take that nut off, throw it in the recycling, and then you can screw on your new hose, just like so. When screwing on one of these hoses, make sure that you screw it on by hand, and then take some a monkey wrench, adjustable pliers, anything like that, and turn it another half a turn. Then hook it up to your sink and you're good to go. That is the second method of hooking up to Quest line. Disconnecting it is super simple. For disconnecting it, you need what's called a D-mount clip. You'll snap it on the line. They make them for 1/2 inch, 3/4, all sizes of line. And what you're gonna do is bring it up, and you want this black collar to push down, and then you can pull up on it. Push down, and then pull. Usually twist and pull is my best method. Just like that. And your stiffener stays inside the device. This is reusable, just like the flare it. You'll do the same on the other side. It gets a little bit harder with smaller pipe, but the same process. And that is our push fit, shark bite, whatever you'd like to call it, fittings. Next we're gonna do is PEX B, the most likely professional grade, permanent way to come in. We have this tool available for rent. Let's get set up. The last method is gonna be this method right here, and that is gonna be with a stainless steel clamp and brass fittings. These are the stainless steel clamps. This is all for PEX B. There is a PEX A, but we do not carry it in store. And I don't know of a poly to PEX A fitting on the market yet. So the difference in this fitting, if the camera will pick it up, is the top here has less threads than the bottom. The bottom one is slightly larger and has more threads, and that is your poly side. So once again, I'm gonna cut just a little bit off from the last demo. Get a nice clean cut, and there's differences. If you put it in the PEX B version, it's gonna wobble around a little bit. If you put it in the poly side, which is gonna have the more threads, it's a snugger fit, just like so. Then you got your band that goes on here. So you'll slide that on. You'll take your PEX tool. It's a clamper. It will hold the clamp at a certain degree, and you wanna leave just a little bit of the pipe exposed. So you wanna be, see if I can get this to work here. You wanna be somewhere about there. And that is about 1/8 of an inch of exposure of the pipe. And then you'll just clamp, clamp, clamp till it doesn't clamp no more. And on this version, there's a blue light that illuminates when it gets tight. I always recommend going one click more. There's also the copper band style, which is this copper band here. You can use that to connect to this poly to PEX with the right kind of tool. Now we got our first band on there. We're gonna need to cut some pipe. Take our PEX B, cut off a section of pipe. And the same process, slide it right over it. On, grab a clamp. This is a one-handed PEX clamp tool. Just like that, we have a permanent connection between these two. These are stainless steel bands. Now we want to put on our shutoff valve. Always test the shutoff valve. This is a quarter turn straight valve. And once again, it comes with the same nut and ferrule as our push fit system does, that you can use to hook back up to copper or, yeah, pretty much copper. Now you're going to take your last band here, put your shutoff valve on there, and we're going to clamp her right on. All right, with all three of these methods that I showed you today, the flare it, push fit, and the PEX B system, none of them need glue or tape, and your pipe does not have to be dry. So this is a great way to do it in an emergency if need be. You don't have to wait for the pipe to dry or the glue to dry or any of that stuff. This is one of the three methods to correctly fix it. This is what I would say the best method. The clamp style hooks right onto the pipe and holds it tight. The other styles, they work perfectly fine. We can hook up our hose. All right, there you have it. That is how you fix your Quest line. So if you have damage where your pipe blows off from corrosion, this would have been from a hot water heater, 3/4 inch line. These are the methods to fix it. Hopefully I showed you how to fix it. Like I said, everything is available here in store at Kits at Mobile Home Outfitters in Bremerton. And if you like this video or if you learned something, please hit that like button, hit subscribe. We love it. And we thank you for following along on our latest video. And have a great day.